Hello everybody and welcome to episode 13 of my Benfica career mode, and we get straight into a game right from the get-go. We are taking on Rio Ave for the first game of today's episode, first and only game sort of. I will explain you what I mean in a couple moments time. But Rio Ave are a decent side, but we were playing at home, so I always expected a win. But we'll have to wait and see what happens during the game. The first chance of the game will fall for Rio Ave though, as Bressan almost finds the back of the net there. Very, very lucky for us that he fortunately hit the post when he could have gone in, like definitely could have gone in, but thankfully for us he did not manage to get the ball inside in the back of the net. But the next chance will once again fall for them though, as Bressan gives it to Del Val to Pedro Moreira, shoots, and the goalkeeper makes a good. Julius Caesar makes a great save and clears the ball away for a corner. Rio Ave were showing the signs of being the better side at the moment, and they would prove to score by scoring. It will prove it by scoring there. I'm sorry. Del Val gets the goal. A little bit embarrassed to have to show this because at the moment I thought that Julius Caesar could have gotten to it, or at least could have dealt with Del Val, but he couldn't. Del Val plays the ball through him with a brilliant chip and finds the back of the net for Rio Ave. And once again, one more chance for Rio Ave here, as Lopes almost finds the back of the net, but he hits the bar, thankfully for us. But they keep on the chance alive, but Jardel gets the ball back. He finds Tarapt. Tarapt is on the ball, he cuts inside, keeps on running, spots Salvio on the run, finds Salvio, shoots, and he also finds the back of the net. And Salvio coming back from injury, getting a goal. I'm quite happy about that, as he will prove to be a decisive player in a couple of matches that we already played. He has really been a key player since coming back from injury, and since Gaetan left. The main thing is Gaetan leaving, because I was playing Gaetan on the right wing, I'm sorry, and I had no space for Salvio, but now that Gaetan's gone and he's back to the right wing, he's been doing perfectly fine there. But the next chance of the game would fall straight from kickoff right after we scored, as Rio Ave are playing the ball around. We keep up the pressure with a couple of players, as you see, and that was key for us to get the ball back in just a moment's time, as Marcelo loses it to Salvio there. Salvio keeps on running, he has Jonas right next to him, he gives him the ball, Jonas volleys it inside, and he makes it 2-1 for Benfica. And really good goal. I mean, by the goal I mean obviously the shot, because that was passing in the play. But good pressures from us as well. I really like to pressure them highly a lot, and that worked out in our favor right there. But nonetheless, Rio Ave were not happy with the result, and bam, they just got back into it like it was nothing. And this game was going to prove to be one of those back and forth games where you're just like, I score, you score, I score, you score. It was one of those games, because as soon as we got the 2-1, they went forward and basically got the 2-2 in just a moment's time. And right after that, we are trying to get the 3-2 as well, as Pai is on the ball. He finds Jonas. Jonas goes through his man, shoots, and also finds the back of the net. And Jonas is such a good player. I have no words to describe how good he feels, but he would probably feel like a Messi. I don't know, because I honestly don't play with Messi. I'm not even lying, I just don't like to play with Barcelona. But he feels like just a player that is so he has so much ease going around the players, and that was great proof of that. But straight from that, Okra, I believe, finds the back of the net for Rio Ave. And it was just what I said. It was one of those back and forth games, because we were confident. I was confident that going forward we could score, but they were also confident that every time they went forward, I'm sorry, it was Diego Lopes that scored, they went forward, they thought that they could get a goal, and rightfully so, because they would have been getting a lot of chances. But nonetheless, Jonas finds Salvio here, and I try to find Jonas back, and we got a little bit lucky, and the rebound falls to Tarapt, and it's a great save by Cassio though, and he turns the ball out for a corner. But from that we play on, and Tarap is on the ball. Once again, he gets inside. He spots the run on Talisca. Talisca finds Ramirez. Surely, no. And yeah, at that moment I just threw my controller and I was like, what do I have to do to score? Because surely a great pass by Talisca, crossing it into to Ramirez is going to be enough, but no. But nonetheless, we keep up the pressure, and thankfully, at the right moment, thankfully for us, obviously, the Hiwaf player pulls up, falls to the ground, Tarap is unmarked, and he leaps and heads the ball in with his and finds the back of the net. Thankfully and finally for us, as we were being the better side the whole game, but we just couldn't score. And thankfully for us, he does score right there with a great header to make it 4-3 and get and win us the game. Because as you'll see, straight from kickoff, the referee will blow for full time, and Tarap gets his 7th goal in the Premier League. But thankfully, I was so annoyed by that because I really wanted to win, but I was just not scoring. And after the Ramirez chance, I didn't think we were gonna get a win, because certainly after that save, nothing could have stopped them. But I was wrong, thankfully, and Tarap does make it 4-3 for Benfica, and we do get the win. They had more shots, but more on target, but we were being more. How am I supposed to say this? We were being the better team when going forward. Like they did make the chances, they did have more shots, but our shots are more dangerous than theirs, if that makes any sense. Excuse me for not being that well, not explaining it that well, but that's just how I felt for the game. We were the better side, although the stats are quite balanced. Anyway, as you see, we get a scout report from our scout based in Portugal, and we don't really find anyone decent. I signed 2 players, but I'm not sure how good they will be in the future for our team. But obviously we will promote them, and hopefully at least our future player, the scout future star, our English lad, can go through 2. I hope 2 may boosts, and that will make him have a good enough overall to at least be in the bench. Anyway, we do simulate a game against Academica here because I think that we could obviously do the job, because I needed to rest some players for the game against the Liverpool for the Champions League. And as you see, Cristante does score the first goal. But as it was going on, I wanted desperately a second goal from them. And as soon as our main man Jonas comes in, he finds the back of the net and makes it 2-0. And we do end up winning this game against Academica by 2-0, and we managed to rest quite a few players. As you see, I praised my team, and there was also an interesting article in the media talking about Markovic returning to Benfica, to face Benfica. I thought that was quite interesting to show. So yeah, there's that. But you will not see the whole of the game. You'll see both goals because the second half did not record. I don't know why, to be honest, and I didn't do anything shady, to be honest. I didn't do anything wrong during this game, as you might doubt me because I don't have the footage. But it was just simply a case of my PS4 not recording it. I pressed the share button, I pressed square so it would save, but it didn't save, and I was going through my files and I was like, where the hell is the second half of this game? I just couldn't find it anywhere, and I couldn't replay it as a couple of people said for me to do, because I already played 2 more games. Like every time I go on my PlayStation, I play about 5 games, so I'll have enough content to deal with. But unfortunately, I just couldn't find it. Unfortunately for us, it just didn't record. But anyway, Jonas does make it 1-0 straight from the get-go, as Dimitri Payet crosses the ball in, and Jonas finds the back of the net. And once again, apologies for that. I will speak of it in just a moment's time, right after these highlights. Good goal by Jonas. Once again, proving to be efficient. Our best player in the team by far. Not just overall, but the best player. Gets his 6th goal in the Champions League as well. The next chance of the game, and obviously Liverpool's goal will fall here as Coutinho is on the ball. We try and keep up the pressure, but he gives it to Gerrard. Gerrard finds Henderson. Henderson back to Coutinho. We try and get rid of it with Jardel, but unfortunately Coutinho keeps the ball with him. He crosses the ball in, and who else but Markovic? Exactly, it had to be Markovic to score against us, didn't it? And unfortunately for us, Markovic does find the back of the net and makes it 1-1 for Liverpool. And before you ask, we did end up winning this game by 2-1. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. Jonas scored also our second goal because it was a penalty kick goal, but I'll get to it in just a moment's time. Good play by Liverpool, but I thought we could have dealt with it better. But unfortunately, Markovic just ran off the player that was marking him and was unmarked. And excuse me, found the back of the net. I was yawning there and coughing at the same time. But anyway, that was it for the highlights. And as you see, this is like my little note post or whatever I'd call it. It's an application that I use on my phone, and I put every single game in there. The highlights I do them at the moment. I don't re-see the footage. I don't see the footage again. I don't see the whole game. I do keep the highlights on my phone. But anyway, you see that I had the Academica game simmed. I also had the highlights for the Sporting game we'll see on the next episode. But right there, you see all the chances. I decided not to show the chances, but all the goals do match the moments of the goals themselves in the game. So yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't show the second half. I'm incredibly annoyed by that, and hopefully it will not happen again. But anyway, I'm sorry guys, but I'll see you guys in the next episode very soon.